Hi guys, today I am going to talk about how to keep your website secure. And for you guys who haven't been here before, my name is Karen Haggard. I'm a brand designer and business strategist, and let's just jump right into it. So most likely you've done a lot of work to get your website up, to figure out your niche, work on your message, create color palettes, have a fancy photo shoot. There's so much work that goes into it, which hopefully, at least I think, is a lot of fun, and it's an exciting time. And what's even more exciting is to launch the site and let the world know what it is that you're doing and how you can help them. So I don't want to be a spoiler sport, but I also want to keep it real. It is so important that you stay up to date with your site, because when you launch it, you're just starting out. After that so even though you have done a lot of work, is what I'm trying to say. When you start the site, you launch the site, it's time to nurture the site. I kind of think about it, even though I haven't had kids, I kind of think about it like having kids. You plan, you prepare, you're going through all this stuff, and then you give birth, but then the real work starts. And that's basically the same with a website. So you launch your site, and then the real work starts. That's when you get to do fun stuff, like you updating your offers, adding pages, editing photos or adding photos, stuff like that. Just nurturing your site, which is exciting. However, it is so important that you keep it safe and secure too, because if you don't, it could be time consuming, and it can be extremely costly. So today I just want to go over a few different things that you can do to make sure your site is up to date and as secure as possible. Unfortunately, if somebody wants to hack your site, they will find their way. And I also know that you most likely feel like, oh, I don't have anything on my site that they would want to get to. I don't have any credit cards, but or anything on file. However, I don't know, I don't even understand it myself, but people do just want to get in and mess with your site, unfortunately. So these are really important things to keep up to date with, either if you can do it yourself or you can hire a professional to help you out with that. So you can kind of think of it as, you have to have your oil change every 3,000, 5,000 miles. You do a teeth cleaning every 6 months. You do you go to the doctor and do a health checkup. Smartphones, all those dang apps need to be updated. The same thing goes with your website, basically. So I know it's not as fun, but here is a list that you should be keeping up on to make sure that your site is up to date. So this list is if your website is on WordPress, because it varies a little bit. But if your website is on WordPress, make sure to have these things up to date. Well, first off, you want to make sure your website is backed up. Most hosts will help you with backing up your site, but not all. So some websites you might need to have a backup system separately, but check with your host and see if they don't back up your site. It could be add-on, or it could be in your hosting service. So check on that. And then you want to make sure your theme is up to date, WordPress is up to date, and plugins are up to date. And this is where it could get a little tricky, because you do need to update them in a certain order so you don't break things. So you need to do some research to make sure you update them, as I said, in the right order. I would also highly recommend cleaning up plugins. There could be old plugins that you don't use anymore. If you don't stay up to date with them and kind of forget about them, that could be a fabulous place for people who want to hack your site or do something to get in. So make sure any kind of plugins that you don't use anymore, to delete them. You want to update your copyright if it's in a year shift. So we just had a year shift, so we do that now. So make sure you change it for 2020 to 2021. And you do want to make sure that all your forms and links are still working. So double check your contact form, and then there are systems where you can just go through to your website and make sure that all your links work, so you don't run into broken links. And lastly, after you've done all these updates, you want to make sure that your site still looks how you want it to look. So doing all your updates and then go back and make sure that everything looks fine and nothing funky going on. So to end this post on a sort of good note, make sure you stay up on your oil change, your teeth cleaning, your health checkups, your smartphone apps, and your website maintenance, and life will go a little bit smoother, at least in those areas. If you have any questions, you feel free to always reach out. I'm happy to help and guide. And if you like this video, of course, subscribe and share it with a friend. I would so appreciate it. And until next time, hej då!